come out, it's a picture of Pat from the back. It looks like he's kind of going on the field with us. So instead of having the gates, we thought we'd put a statue that way when they come out, put the student section, crowd can get into it, and then take the field. So pretty neat. And obviously coming through the players that have come before you is really big. Obviously it's going to be a lot bigger tunnel and a lot be able to handle a lot more former players. Sometimes it's pretty cramped in the one we have right now, but it's pretty unique, and that's part of the game day atmosphere. And obviously, when we come out by the Pat statue, right up above there is the the video board, and it's gonna be a pretty cool atmosphere. So that was one of the neatest things. We wanted to make sure that we honored Pat with how we did that, and then had something that's pretty unique entrance as far as the game day atmosphere. This is you just got an opportunity to see Tillman's tunnel. So this is kind of where I would talk to the players here. We have a video wall. That's a video wall right there. So where we can play highlights and the Pat's highlights and our entry video right there. Talk to them right here, and then our guys go around that, and it starts Tillman Tunnel. And this is the center of the locker room, and obviously be pretty impressive as far as how the lockers will be on each side. In the lockers, one of the things we wanted to create is I think we had some special. I mean, the lockers that we have for each one of our players are going to be pretty awesome as far as obviously taking care of our players and being able to have the ventilation and the things like that that are great for having your putting the pads and all that. But when you come in here, it's going to look pretty sharp. All you'll see is the helmet in each locker, and it's illuminated. The lockers are, I don't know if I should say that or not, but they're pretty much the same lockers of the Dallas Cowboys. Not that mattered, but it's pretty special as far as how they're designed and how each player's able to utilize their space is pretty unique. It's going to be really special. So in here you'll have pool tables and ping pong tables and Wii stations and basically a place where they can hang out and spend time together. Whereas, obviously when we go up to the academic room, the meeting room, that's all business, and those are classrooms. So, they have their plunge pool, they got their showers, they got their locker room area. Obviously, you got your sound system in there, with the music, and then we got the video wall, which is pretty unique. We wanted something very unique, and being the #1 university in innovation. That was something, the technology piece and being innovative about how we did the locker room was something we thought was important. And this is to me, the most important thing in the building is the player sanctuary. So the video board and how that's going to be able to be used in the teaching aspects. We'll even be able to use that for teaching aspects and using it for, video for teaching players and having meetings and things like that in there as well. But then the lounge right here just provides an area where we presently don't have this, and where our players can relax, spend time together, and even we think it's big in team building and be able to develop relationships where it's not always this grind. So that's why it was important to have the players lounge right here, which is we wanted it right next to the locker room. Taking decks here, and then back here in the very back here, we have another hot tub, pool tank, and Swimex. And I said that Swimex or underwear for rehabilitation, and then we'll have a state-of-the-art training room for rehab and rehabilitation of our players. They'll be state-of-the-art. So this is big and keeping our guys healthy, and then when they do, have things that ail them, get them healthy and get them back on to have the best medical care that we can have. And we're very fortunate here to have a great medical team that works with our football players and do a tremendous job. And so this facility is going to really enhance that.
It's a slightly different look here. And one of the things that Coach Graham wanted to make sure of is that the weight room where the Sun Devils are made is front and center. So as we go look at the lobby, when you're coming into this building, the first thing that you see from your entrance into the lobby is the weight room. So, Coach, can you talk a little bit about the role of
the big thing, if you go to the other, our buildings are like, being able to train and have the light in. Obviously, the space is you know, we wanted to build something that obviously what goes in here and how it operates is big. The innovation that goes into our training and our strength training programs. And this is the cardio deck that's up here. Obviously, we'll have our ellipticals and treadmills and high-speed treadmills and speed training stuff will be up here on this deck. And then obviously our strength stat offices are below us with another nutrient bar that we'll have. We're actually in the weight room, access, so they don't have to go all the way up to the nutrient area. And then obviously a state-of-the-art training facility. Well, yeah, obviously this area here as you come in is really where our recruits will come in, or you know, we'll have where every person will pretty much that's from the public will enter in. This is kind of the Hall of Fame area, so we'll have, you know, it's where the past is recognized, obviously Rose Bowl trophy, all those type things, and so it's pretty special entrance, and obviously the branding. You can see Pat and the PT 42 and those things, and the weight room being right up front. We wanted, as people walked in, they knew what was important to us, and obviously the training aspect is the big part of it, and then the teaching aspect of it. So we wanted to have, they created an awesome, the architects I thought did a tremendous job of creating that. We wanted to have an entrance, you know, from a recruiting standpoint, and obviously when you walk in this place, you know this is a special place, and a place that you know, has sound principles on training, but also when you come in and you look at it, it's pretty unique and innovative about how they put it out. And then, you know, we'll have the, you know, our trophies and stuff along here, and then you know, recognize our greats in this room. So this will be kind of the Hall of Fame area where we recognize. So the building really, to me, is important. It has three parts. One, you honor the past and you recognize the great tradition that we have. Two, you motivate and inspire to be able to train the present, right? And then three, activate the future. And so the recruiting aspect of it is big as well. And you'll see our one goal champions, and so that's where we'll meet as our team, theater style. Obviously, you'll see the stadium seating is kind of a consistent throughout. The large area up here where we can do step throughs with 11 guys up here. From a teaching standpoint, you know, we wanted to, you know, have a pretty. This is the most important meeting room where we meet as a team, and so you can see the, you know, graphically and just how it looks, but more importantly, the technology. Obviously, this is you see the screen and what we'll have here, what command center that's back up at the top. It's a state-of-the-art teaching facility where we can teach it in a large group in this room. So this area was, they come up here, this will be where all of our NFL, all-pro, NFL recognition for all guys that, you know, played in the NFL, first-round draft picks, all those type of things right here. So when they come up here, obviously this will be an impressive area, and we wanted this to be, you know, you have the kind of the distinguished Hall of Fame. I mean, the first floor is very, you know, where people like Frank Cush and Pat Tillman and Rose Bowl and the 75 undefeated team, and those are the recognitions that are on the first floor. And then obviously as you come up here, we're recognizing the achievements of our guys as they moved on to the NFL, and something that, you know, obviously proud of the great tradition we have there. Defensive staffs. And as you move down here, we wanted them, you know, there are areas where they office at. And obviously you got a large area, you see that's recruiting coordinators, and that's also our recruiting staff is all up front. Instead of, right now we had it in the back, we wanted up front with recruiting. And then these are just basic offices, but what we wanted, so for example, that's our offensive coordinator, and then right across from him is where our offensive consultants, our GAs are. So he's right outside the door, he has his staff all right here, and then this is where our offensive staff meeting room where we watch the film and break down the film and do all that good stuff right in here. And you see, we have basically one large area like this, but this is an offensive staff room, then we have a defensive staff room, and then we have a war room for our recruiting. 50 blitzes at them, and they can stand there and pick up the blitzes in the meeting room with low impact on their body, not out in the heat, not out, you know, and obviously we gotta maximize our time because we have 20-hour rules and things like that we have to adhere to. So technology is a huge piece in that, and we're very limited. And Tim knows this, when we first got here, we didn't even have the same video technology as 11 other schools in our league. So we've come a long way from that standpoint, where there won't be a more innovative teaching facility that I know of anywhere that will surpass what this one will be able to do, the capabilities. And we're just scratching the surface on all that. We're still working and expanding into this room, except they were smaller, right? So quarterbacks, tight ends, running backs, all their individual rooms are all designed basically the same as this room. You'll see the stadium's seating, then we pushed it back and we stadium seated, and it creates a large area where our players, there's a great distance between where they sit and where the projection is. So it creates areas where we can stand them up and do step throughs. And so that was a big part of the design. And this, obviously you have the projection screen technology here. This would be the wide receiver room.
Yeah.
So this is where all the wide receivers would meet. And then it'd be also where their offensive meets as a unit. And I think how many seats are in this? 50. So we have 40 scholarship players on offense, and so that creates an area where we can meet as a unit. One of the big things was moving in here is being able to have an academic center within our football complex, as well as the place we're leaving. We're creating a third floor will be a huge academic center for all student athletes, and so our guys will utilize that facility as well as this facility here. So right through this way, here's our academic center, which have computer labs where they can meet with tutors. You got meeting rooms where you meet with your mentors and your tutors, and our academic staff right here on this side here.
You got this a little compressed in there, but it's worth seeing.
Yeah. This is just, you know, obviously they'll utilize the other one over there. This will be, these are tutorial rooms. This is the computer lab area right here. Another area back here the same way. You good? So this, you picture, you know, this would be the glass or the glass windows where you can, it opens up and you'll have couches and places where we can meet. Obviously the tradition of the program will be on all the walls here that kind of sums up and puts together what it is to be a Sun Devil. And Sun Devils serve and scholar baller and you know, the character, smart, discipline, about the values of our program. This is where we'll have our final meeting with our with all of our recruits that come on campus. So, and we think that leaves a pretty strong impression where it's located, and it's something that it is different because most places will have the couches and stuff in the head coach's office. But then you have my desk, and you know, and a lot of times you're working and all that. And so I wanted a working area, and then I wanted an area where we could really make it a family atmosphere and really project, you know, the last opportunity, you know, we're going to get on the official visit to make an impression, So.